Hey guys, so I'm back with another video in my wedding series. Yes, I know I'm already married, but I have some really fun and special ideas I was able to find and execute, and I really wanted to share them with you now that the wedding is over with and I have a little more time to catch up. So one of the things I definitely wanted to share with you was my bouquet, which is a brooch bouquet, and I love it so much. It's really special to me, and I was able to do it myself, and I got a lot of compliments on it. And the first time I saw one of these was probably like 5 years ago. One of my sorority sisters got married, and all of the ladies at her church donated a pin or a brooch, and she was able to put together a really beautiful bouquet. It was like multicolored, and it was just so unique. And I'm not like a big flower person. I do like getting flowers, but it wasn't like super important for me to have fresh flowers for a bouquet. I knew that I didn't want a false flower bouquet, like a synthetic flower bouquet, but I saw this like a lot on Etsy and on Pinterest, and I like the idea of basically picking your color theme, because when my friend did it, she kind of had just multicolors, but I was able to pick my colors for my wedding, and I was really inspired too. Looking on Etsy, they had a lot of bouquets that were very beach inspired, and you know I had a beach wedding, so there are just so many different ideas and different ways to do it. And I definitely like this project. Was a span of a couple months where I did a lot of research. I ordered my materials and put it together. It took a lot of time. But it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself than to buy them, because sometimes you can see these for like $200, $300, $400, $500 online. So I'm going to show you how I did it. And let me just go ahead and show you some of the details of it though first. So my wedding colors were like a coral and like a aqua, because it was a beach wedding. So I wanted to incorporate that, but I do also love blingy bouquets that are just like all silver and rhinestones, because I just think it looks really classic. So I kind of have both. I have a whole bunch of silvery rhinestone ones, as well as a little bit of blue, the aqua, and a little bit of peach, which is with the chiffon underneath. So that's what this is. There's probably about 35 brooches in here, and along with it, like I said, I have the tulle. It's not what I said it was. This is the tulle material, and that's where the peachy coral comes from. And I'm glad I picked more of a subtle peach as opposed to straight coral, because they've been really, really bright. Then you have the handle, which some people do ribbon. I did like a rhinestone ribbon, not a cloth ribbon, because I just love the bling. And it's just basically like they sell the ribbon like that. Or you could do the color, another color, like you can do, let's say you have purple in your wedding, you can do purple satin ribbon, whatever you want. And then on the bottom, I have another brooch, and this is the biggest one I had, and it was so pretty that I just saved it for the bottom. What I also had right here, which unfortunately broke the day of the wedding, was a locket. And in the locket I had a picture of me and my fiance. So that was really special. Unfortunately, literally was when as I was in my carriage, like I had a horse and carriage taking me to the wedding, it like, I think like there's like too much commotion going on and it like fell off. So but I think that's something really special to add. I've seen people add little pictures of their family and little charms. I've seen people do like rosaries, so something kind of sentimental to you. And then what my aunt did, which was really cool, is that she helped me with the bouquet. She found our initials, A for my fiance Adrian, and I have R, so she put the initials on there, which I thought was really special. And you can find these little monogram pins all over the place. And the last detail, which I really love, is this kind of like pearl, tiers of pearls right here, and it just adds something different to the bouquet. And these are actually pearls that I wore for my best friend's wedding. She was my first friend to get married, and I was one of her bridesmaids, and she gave all of us the jewelry as a gift, for a bridesmaid gift. So I took something old, which was this, the pearl necklace, and I did little tiers, which I thought was really special. So I'm going to show you how to do this, kind of like a high level overview, and then some tips I found which really helped me, because it was definitely, it can get really expensive and time consuming if you're not kind of watching it yourself. So let me show you what I did. So first off, you obviously need brooches. So I was looking online, and sometimes, you know, you can spend $5, $7, $10, $15, $20 on a brooch, but it's just not economical, considering you need about like 30 30 pins. So what I end up doing is if you go on eBay, you can buy brooches by lots, meaning that instead of ordering one, they'll give you like 20, 30, 40, 50 at a time. That is the cheapest way to do it, I find, because you'll get a whole bunch and you can save some money. You can probably buy like 30 pins for maybe 50 bucks or something like that. Or you can go ahead and, another cheap thing to do on eBay is to find pins from China, which I know people have mixed feelings on that, but they cost like $1 each with free shipping. The only problem is it takes like 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks to get shipped to you. So that's why I started this project so far in advance, because a lot of the stuff I ordered was really cheap and was sent overseas. So I just wanted to kind of share that tip with you if you're looking for brooches, because sometimes even if they're like $5 a pop, that's like $150 right there worth of brooches. So it's a lot. Okay, some of the other materials you're going to need floral wire, and I have some right here. This is 22 gauge 1/4 pound floral wire. I got this on Amazon, and I got silver because my bouquet is silver. If you can buy floral wire in green, which matches green flowers, like for fresh flowers, which totally makes sense. But if you're doing like a blinged out bouquet, don't get the green wire, obviously. I've seen gold and rose gold wire as well if you want to kind of do that, but I think this is the cheapest, and this wire is relatively cheap. I went through about 1.5 of these guys, and they're only a couple of dollars each. So then you need some tools. So you'll have right here, these are wire cutters. You definitely need these. So it's so much you could use scissors, but it's way better to cut them with these, and you're less chance of hurting yourself. And then these are pliers. So you can get these at Home Depot. I know they also sell jewelry pliers specifically for stuff like this. This is what's going to help you to kind of do the twisting. And then I definitely recommend like a hot glue gun, or a glue like this is like a crafting glue, which I really like, E6000. Used it on a couple of my wedding projects. The glue is going to help when you are gluing down the ribbon for your stem. And then you're going to need some tulle or organza. Some people used white. You can use whatever color you want. I bought this online, like about 1 yard of it, or you could go to your local craft store. And you'll need scissors. And you're going to need, obviously, whatever you're covering this with, whether it's like these rhinestone ribbons or a cloth ribbon. And lastly, which this is optional, I have a picture of it. I bought what's called a Brooch Bouquet armature, and basically under here there's a metal cage and then a circular cage where you can stick the brooches through with their wires through. So it's almost like a cage. It looks like a little mushroom, and it's got holes, and you stick the bouquets with their stems through, and it kind of holds it together. That's not required, but I found that to me that was probably the easiest way to do it. And literally, like on the top, there are little holes for where to put your stems with the bouquet, with a brooch pin. But I found that I didn't even use the specified holes because I put way more brooches in there than the holes allotted. But it definitely helped to keep shape to it. And then it comes with a foam stem, and then you can stick the pins through there to kind of attach it, as well as wrap that really easily with wire. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to have to get your brooches. So I have one right here. Here's a little silver one with some pearls. And when I was saying you need to create a wire stem, this is what I mean by that. So you're going to take your wire cutters, and I just cut off a piece of the floral wire, that's hard to say. And you want it long enough so that way you can double it up like this. So this is going to be the length of your stem right here. And this is long enough so that way when you have the bouquet, you can stick it through the top and it still be long enough to hold. Because some people don't use that armature, they just do the wires. And this is long enough to be a bouquet right here. Okay, so some people only do the method of having one wire, but I found that the double wire makes it easier to make the pins flexible, and you can push them into the shapes that you want, and more durable. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your end of your wire and you're going to stick it through a hole, like some kind of opening in the pin. Some people use the back, but I don't like to use the back where the actual pin is, because I find that the pin sometimes unlatches and then it's not secure. So I just like to find a hole in it, like there's a little hole, and you push it through, and then you have right here your stem. So you want to combine these wires, twist them together so it's a one stronger piece as opposed to two individual ones. So this is when you take your pliers and you're just going to hold it at the top and you're just going to twist it so that way you kind of got a little notch like that. And then you're just going to pretty much twist this thing all the way down. And this is where it got tedious. And I was like, this is a lot of work. Do you see how the two wires are kind of braiding themselves together, twisting themselves together? So you have to do this all the way down. And that's why it helps to have the pliers, because if you try to use your hands to twist them together, it will like beat your hands up. And then I'm just going to move it down a little bit. And you can keep doing this until you have one solid piece. So I'm not going to finish it because it's going to take too much time, but you see how now it's like one kind of more sturdy wire, and like I said, you can adjust it and make it go wherever you want on the bouquet, like that. So I found that I did a couple of those and I was like, this takes forever. It definitely takes practice to kind of know how tight to make it and how to quickly kind of get in the groove of things. So I'm going to show you a shortcut which I thought was so much easier, and my fiance actually came up with it. And I haven't seen this on any YouTube videos, but it's such a lifesaver. So I'm going to take the wire again. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it. Just a little snip. And then I'm going to place it through the other side of the bouquet. And you're going to do it halfway, so that way when you fold the other half down, it'll be nice and even. See, now you have the loop right there on the other end. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your handy drill, your electrical drill. And if you don't have this, maybe you have your dad or your brother, not to stereotype, or somebody handy who has one. Like I do a lot of renovations on my house, so we had one. They're like $30 at Home Depot, like the cheapest one. So if you don't have one, just maybe borrow one. So usually like a little bit goes in here, but you just take that out because you're not actually drilling anything. And then what you're going to do is take the two ends of this and you're going to stick it in to the hole like that. So then you're just going to tighten it up so that way the wires are snug in here. Alright, so you see you have the wires in the drill like that. So you want to make sure it's nice and tight, and then you're just going to hold one end to keep it taut, and then you're going to hit the drill button. Okay, and so slowly you're going to just drill it, and then it's going to twist it for you. It's been a minute since I did this, I was a little rusty. So I'm hitting the button really gently because I don't want to do it too tight that it kind of breaks, because I've done that before. But look at that. Automatically, in like seconds, you have your little stem, and then you just untwist it to get the wires out. And I found sometimes that I would just kind of I would retwist the end, or I would just trim it off, the part that wasn't twisted. And then you have your stem. So I'm just going to do the other side really quickly so you guys could see. Alright, so I'm going to stick the two ends right here into the drill. And then I'm going to tighten it. I'm so happy that my fiance came up with this idea because it saved me hours, like literally hours of time. Alright, so you have this in here. Alright, so now it's inside, and you can see it was halfway done, so I'm just going to finish it. So I'm just going to hold it taut on one end, and then if the drill is unwinding it, just switch the direction that it turned, so I'm just going to press the button. So now it's going to turn it the right way. Alright, and now it's tightening it. And there, much better. So once you do that, you're going to take it out again. So now what you can do, you have your two parts, and then to be extra sturdy, I know this is why it takes so long, is you're going to put both ends again back into the drill so that way you can put these together and then it's extra strong. So you're going to make sure that they're even. I'm just going to trim off the excess again. You're going to stick it in the drill. Okay, so now I have these two ends on the drill, and then we're going to drill these together now. You're going to want to hold it firmly on the other end because you don't want to get crooked, and you want it to be a nice straight line. Alright, so now it's one stem. And when you have the 4 strings together, the 4 wires, it's a lot more like literally like a flower stem, and it's super duper strong but flexible. So you're going to do this about 30 times. It helps to do it while you're watching TV over the span of a couple weeks, or if you can get like your mom to help you, that's what I did, or someone who is willing to help you. And just be careful of the pins in the back where you would pin it to your shirt, because a couple of those popped off for me, and I would have to put them back in or just cut them off. But yeah, this is what you get. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this like 30 times, and then you're going to have a bunch of them. And then you're going to arrange them how you want, because like with me, I want to make sure to disperse the blue in there and maybe put the prettiest one in the middle. And then you're going to take, once you have a whole bunch of these, you take the wire and then you wrap it around the stem. So that way this part is the handle, and then the rest of them you're going to have off to the sides, creating that circle. Then you're going to do is take your ribbon and wrap it through. So that's where, what I did when I wrapped the wire first around the stem so it keeps it nice and taut, then I glued the ribbon around it to create the pretty base. And then what you do is you take pieces of this tulle and you cut it into little squares, and you take like a little Q-tip, not Q-tip, like you take like a little toothpick, and you take the little squares, which are like that big, and you push it through the gaps. And that's how you get it. That's how you fill in the gaps with the pretty tulle. So I don't know if it wasn't a thorough tutorial because there are a lot out there, but the drill tip really saved my life, and some of the cost-saving tips were really helpful. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you plan on doing this. To help you out, I decided to do a giveaway. So I have right here a whole bag of extra brooches because I went a little crazy. This is going to save you like at least 50 to 100 bucks depending on where you get them from. So there's 28 brooches, which is definitely enough to complete a whole bouquet. And then what I have right here, so they're all like kind of like the silver ones right here. But I'm going to throw in one of my extra blue ones, which I think is really pretty. And this could be your something blue. So you could stick it maybe on the bottom, like how I had this one. Or you could stick it somewhere in the bouquet, in the middle of the bouquet. So I'm going to give this to a lucky viewer. So if you're a future bride-to-be, or you want to gift this to a future bride-to-be, talk about like nicest present ever. All you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, and then I'm going to host a giveaway on Instagram. Make sure you follow me at Makeup by Ren on Instagram, and then just leave a comment and like the post, and then I'll pick a lucky bride-to-be. And I'm telling you, like, this is going to save you so much money. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll have details on makeupbyrenren.com with the materials and how you need to do it. And also I have a Pinterest wedding board, which I will link below too. So it's had all of my different wedding ideas and pictures from my wedding. So I still have my upcoming wedding recap with pictures and my wedding makeup tutorial to do, as well as a few other random things. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.